right, next coming up is going to be Executive Vice President of the Illinois Policy Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, and we had to talk about how to pronounce your name, so if I chew it up, I am so sorry, Christina. Christina Rassmussen.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christina Rassmussen, and I have the pleasure of waking up every morning and going to work for the Illinois Policy Institute. The Illinois Policy Institute is a center-right think tank right here in Illinois, and we're dedicated to free markets, limited government, and liberty principles. Yes. You know, Jim just told us that the reports were that more than 2 million people showed up on the Capitol grounds today. That's amazing. But I want to tell you how the mainstream media is reporting this awesome event. The New York Times, that bastion of liberalism, their headline for the event today is, quote, "Thousands rally in Capitol to protest big government." Thousands. They might have said tens. Well, it was tens of tens, hundreds of hundreds. Thousands of people showed up today on the Capitol to say no, and I'm thrilled to be here with all of you. I live and work in Springfield, Illinois, right next to the Capitol. And I was driving over this morning and I was thinking about what all of the media talking heads in the mainstream media have been saying about us Tea Partiers. They've called us the mob. They've called us un-American. They've said that we will not have any impact on reality. Well, I am here to tell you what you already know. They are dead wrong. And I want to tell you a little story about what happened in Illinois here this year. You know, we've been so focused on D.C. We've been hearing about cap and tax and card check and Obamacare. But did you know that right in our own backyard, our governor, Democratic Governor Pat Quinn, tried to push a 50% income tax increase on the hard-working taxpayers of Illinois? 50% in the middle of a recession. The economy was in the dumps, and he thought that we needed to write a bigger check out to Springfield. And I tell you what, everyone thought this tax hike would pass. Everyone. I had conservative legislators telling me, "Christina, you're fighting the good fight, but you're going to lose." But then something happened. April 15th happened. I had the pleasure of speaking at the Chicago Tea Party, where thousands of people came together to say no. Take your tax hike, Governor Quinn, and, well, I won't say it. And after April 15th, you kept the pressure on. So we were in the final moments of the May general session. I was up in the balcony at the Capitol watching the vote happen. This was the vote that it was supposed to pass. Well, I can tell you something. It failed. It went down in flames. This tax hike was not approved. The legislators rejected it. And to their credit, every single Republican in the House and State Senate voted no. All of them voted no. And to their credit, some Democrats also voted no. And they voted no because people like you spoke out. It's a victory, but the fight isn't over yet. We just heard that Governor Quinn is going to try again to push his tax hike. After the February 2010 primary, he's promised us, "I'm going to try again. I think you need to write a bigger check out to Governor." And his leading opponent in the Democratic gubernatorial race, State Comptroller Dan Hines, well, he thinks we need to pay more too. He's promised to increase the top income tax rate in the state of Illinois by 150%. And both of these, well, yahoos, are talking about doubling our tobacco tax, more than doubling the tobacco tax. These are not sound public policies, and they should know better. So we need to keep the pressure on. You need to call your legislators. They're going to be back in October in Springfield for a special session. Let them know what you think about these tax hike plans. Now, my job is to come up with the sound public policy, fact-based research that you all can use in your calls when you're calling them why this isn't good news for our economy. You can find out more by going to WeMustLead.com, because the politicians have failed and it's time for us to lead. WeMustLead.com will give you more information, fact-based research to help you make the case for limited government. I see that many of you are wearing our yellow stickers. They say, "Taxpayer on board and I vote." They were inspired by those little placards you see in the back of station wagons that say baby on board. Well, we're taxpayers on board. We vote. You can get your sticker at illinoispolicy.org. Remember, we're taxpayers and we vote. Thanks so much.
All right, Christina, nice job. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to